Hey everyone, I'm Milky and welcome back. Today we're going to be tasting a new brand of crazy. We're going to be looking at a documentary, or I think it was like an episode series called Supersized, done by Only Human. And it follows those, in their words, supersized people with personalities to match and how they all live and survive and what it's like to be them. And that's all well and good and great, but that's not what I'm focusing on today. We're going to be looking at Debbie and Steve Wood. Now, a lot of their content within the series revolves around them being on benefits. Steve is Debbie's full-time carer. Again, none of that is of any use to me. We're going to be looking at this beautiful, healthy, thriving relationship. We're going to look at how it blossoms and what it takes to truly be in love in the modern day. So I hope you're all ready, because I certainly am. I'm ready to take some pointers. I've got a pen somewhere. I'm going to take some notes and you guys are going to come along with me. So if you have a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, your hand, and you would like to know how to really mature in your relationship, this is the perfect video for you. So get a drink, get a snack, let's watch.
You can do the front of the toilet as well, round the base of it, mop, and if you can hoover in there and in here.
And maintaining Debbie's extremely high standards isn't easy.
Now you know why we like her so much.
Now, fun fact or not, my mum is a carer. I respect her very, very much. She works with a care company. They tend to help those who are very severely disabled or elderly. They will care for their personal needs, their hygiene needs, even things around the home. And seeing Debbie, who can stand up and move, and her husband Steve, who is more than well able to move around, having their shitter wiped by some poor underpaid carer really just does make me feel some kind of way. But again, it's not what I'm here for. It's not what I'm here for. Yeah. Debbie just, for me, completely sells the very wrong and negative stereotype. She's like the 1 in a million of what people tend to think about those who are morbidly obese, right? She displays all those negative behaviors that are rarely true among anyone, and she just wraps them all in a nice package with a greasy head bow on top. And I just can't thank you for all you're doing for the community, Debbie.
As Debbie's cleaner, her husband Steve has found his calling as her full-time carer.
Steve does get an allowance for caring for me. It's not a great deal, but it is enough to help her out a little bit.
I'm glad he's pulling his weight. I'm glad Steve here is definitely, you know, earning his keep to live with Miss Queen Debbie. Don't know why he can't clean the toilet if he is being paid to be your carer. It's very odd that you have a cleaning lady. I don't know if he's allergic to cleaning. I don't know if he's allergic to a bit of elbow grease. Maybe he's elbow grease, tidying up, cleaning intolerant. I don't know.
Me and Debbie met through a mutual friend on Facebook. Her friend, well, she basically posted Debbie's number saying for a good time, call this number.
Again, I'm going to be pausing a lot. If you would like to watch this in full, I will put the link down below. You're more than welcome to. It follows several people's stories, not just lovely Debbie and Steve here. If you don't want to hear my voice interrupting, that's perfectly fine. I don't know who would, to be honest. Debbie looks like a beautiful blushing bride, doesn't she? This is definitely the happiest day of her life. Steve doesn't know that prison awaits him.
From that one little comment, it led to this.
You poor fucker.
Take that out, take all that out, take the shelf out and wash it properly. I just said take it out and put it on the shelf.
You have arms. I can see them. I can see them very fucking well. I can see your arms, and you are standing. So What's the problem that you can't do? Do you know what they say? Good help is so hard to find. Steve clearly just isn't cut from the same cloth of cleanliness that you clearly are, Debbie. So maybe you should just do it. Show him.
To me, marriage and caring, they go hand in hand anyway. That's what marriage is about.
Take out the actual shelf itself and wash it in the sink and get on a damn sight better that way.
Being Debbie's carer is such a 24/7 job. The job centre do sort of leave us to it, and I've only ever had like 2 appointments in the last 2 years I've had to go to, so.
Watch the eggs. Why are you putting them there? You know the door's going to swing back and I ain't going to stand here and hold the door because I'm in pain, thank you.
She's not going to stand there and hold the door, Steve. She's a busy woman. She's in pain. She definitely did work up the energy to make sure the fridge was cleaned out right. The toilet, she doesn't really care about. The fridge, however, for her is a top priority and it must be cleaned and organised to her standards.
Thank you.
I'm going to hold the door. I know what I'm doing.
Although husband Steve is
lot of
university
eggs.
educated and is fit enough to work, the state have paid him to be her full-time carer for the past year.
Because I'm always having to think a few steps ahead. What might she want next?
Where's my glasses?
They are...
Should they not just all be within hand's reach of her? Her hands work fine. Her fingers, again, this was not what the video was supposed to be about. Her fingers are fine. Her hands are fine. If the glasses are within touching distance, she should be fine. Right? Why? I can't. Steve. This is like, I feel like I'm watching Stockholm Syndrome right before my very eyes. But like the beast never turns into like a handsome prince at the end.
Ugh. I knew straight away it was going to be vile.
Only human, you're fucking wrong for this. These feet should only be available behind a paywall for those who wish to pay to see them. I don't want to see them for free. Those who do wish to see them can pay. Let Debbie earn a few extra coin on the side with her feet. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Could get some massage.
And the amount of beds that we've had to... different beds we've had to try out just to get comfortable.
And we had a king size, we had a double. And we had, orthopedic mattresses. And then you can show that your side has remote as well.
Oh, yeah.
Does he need a remote? He's not disabled. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why does he need a fancy bed side? Surely it would just be on the one side of the bed in which Debbie sleeps on, I guess. But maybe Debbie wants free roam of the entire bed when he's not in it.
Than me, but he still has his aches and pains as well, the same as anybody else. So, I mean, I've got to keep him in good health. And
I mean, yeah, who will fucking feed you, bathe you, get your glasses, bring you drink? Who will tell him? Who will clean the fridge at your orders?
So he can take care of me, you know. Turn around and say to somebody, "Oh, because you're obese, it's your fault." It wasn't my fault the way it came on.
You're right. It definitely wasn't her fault. Do you know what? There is a real, true epidemic of elves that sneak into your room at night and inject you with fatty, salty foods. I have heard about them. It truly is an epidemic. If you would like to support the fight against these elves, I'll put some charity links down below. Help out in any way you can. Make sure to support your local elf fighters. Thank you.
Debbie has a long list of medical ailments, many of which she believes have contributed to her excessive weight gain.
Yeah, it's called opening her mouth.
I have OCD. I have Othello syndrome. I have...
Take note of the Othello syndrome. This is what the video is actually about. We'll get back to that. Again, as someone with OCD, I don't get how that would correlate to your weight, really. I'm not seeing the linkage. I've had OCD. I've been diagnosed a few years ago. I've had symptoms of it since I was about 8 years old. But please, tell me more.
Arthritis. I have facial palsy and I have scoliosis. It makes it even more difficult to get any exercise to be able to lose the weight.
Oh, again with the toe
I'm burning
shot.
off me scrambled egg and toast. Did you test them with a fork?
Yeah, I did. They seem fairly soft.
Maybe just scoop those middle bits out and then put them in for a few more minutes.
Rearrange them a bit and put them back in.
Yeah.
All right.
Morbidly obese Debbie is being waited on by husband Stephen, who gets nearly £700 a month in carer's allowance and income support.
I have got this job now as being Debbie's carer. That is, in itself, a job. That is my job.
But you can't clean the toilet, so we do need to get another woman in for that.
Get us a Bulmers.
Oh, I can do that, yeah.
That'd be lovely. Have it nice and chilled.
Please.
Stephen,
Please.
who is half his wife's weight and much more mobile, makes regular trips to the shops on her behalf.
Maybe if he made less regular trips to the shop, she might have less weight to carry around, and therefore that might help alleviate some of the pain she's feeling in her bones and her joints. But what do I know?
I will do this walk about 2 or 3 times a day. She does ask for a lot, but then again, a lot does need to be done. Not a job I expected to take on board, but now that I am, I'm going to do the best I can.
Honestly, I think here he's trying to get here to put him out of his misery. He's take me now. Take me.
Now.
I got you that, which is what you had last time.
Right.
I don't think people realise just how draining being a carer can actually be.
Do you know what? This is the one time I'm going to agree with you, Steve. I bet it is incredibly draining being Debbie's carer. Being her husband, being her friend, being her neighbour, sharing a space. I bet it's very... I agree with you. I agree.
Well, way to go on portion control with those chips.
So nothing else then?
Salad cream, perhaps.
No, please? No?
Way too.
Does she also suffer from, I can't say pleasiitis? Is that in your list of ailments, Debbie? Would you prescribe for that?
You didn't drain the chips off very well, Lovey.
I do feel like I've done a 9 to 5, literally. It drains you more mentally than physically.
You sit down and be a good boy. That's not sitting down and being a good boy.
Oh, she's talking to the cat. Why are you talking to Steve that way? That's very rude of you. But fully, it did not occur to me that she was talking to an animal, but all right.
Get off.
Debbie's day is starting to wind down, but Stephen's chores are still mounting up.
Go on, Steve.
I'm probably going to...
A single mom who works 2 jobs. A single Steve who works no jobs, who loves his wife and never stops.
have a bit of a nap at the moment because I'm really tired. This has been a long day for me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit drained.
PS4 and
so
eating.
I'll probably go do some gaming and maybe have a sip of cider if I may feel up to it.
Oh, if she feels up to it, like if she can work up the energy and the courage to have a sip of cider. God, she's a brave, brave woman.
In terms of how many hours a day we spend playing games or whatever, I think it's probably more than half the day. She's on,
And that feels like a 9 to 5, does it? Okay.
on the Xbox One. She plays Terraria and Call of Duty. I play Minecraft and Forza. While I'm doing that, she's wanting drinks getting and food making. You want toast now, don't you?
Yes, I do. You must be some kind of mind reader.
The good thing about this relationship is, before I met Debbie, I couldn't even cook pasta. And now I know how to do things like salmon and steak and...
But did you drain the chips off right, Steve? Because apparently you didn't.
like that. I am just totally bossing that now.
These have turned out all right, actually. I never normally quite know what I'm doing with scrambled egg.
He can do salmon, he can do steak. Scrambled eggs are his Achilles heel.
Don't leave it in here in front of the fan. It's going to get cold again, innit?
Yeah.
Steve spent 4 years at university and has worked in the past, but these days he's paid to look after his wife instead.
Being Debbie's carer, that's both physically and mentally tiring.
I believe you.
Today, Debbie, not content with the 2 game consoles she already has, is using her benefits money to shop for another console online.
Oh, okay. Great
There's
purchase.
some ones that are a bit pricey. I'm trying to find ones that are about a couple of $100. See, that one there, I would definitely go for. I mean, you're talking mint condition for 140 quid, which is a good deal. Ooh,
That poor cat's
this
had
one
enough.
looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
What you're going to do is eat your scrambled egg on toast.
I'm sure she will.
And what I'm going to do is take the cut away.
Today, unemployed and overweight Debbie Wood is leaving her council house for the first time in 8 months.
We're having a night out on the town. Come on, Debbie, let's get those feet moving.
8 months.
The only worry I have is, will she see somebody that she thinks is a threat to her, or will she see someone that she thinks I'm going to be attracted to that will cause a big argument?
So, we're getting to the Othello syndrome here. Now, Debbie is extremely jealous and goes to some very terrifying extremes to keep Steve in line.
But we're not going to get anywhere sat in here at the end of the day all the time. So
She's
it's not
not.
going to be easy, but it's for the best.
Oh, bless him, he's terrified. Oh, God, he looks like a scared chihuahua.
Kim Kardashian. Oh, it's lovely out here.
Come on, Debbie.
I think I got my sunglasses on. My anxiety because of my weight, I feel that people are going to be looking at me, pointing at me. I've had it happen and laughing at me. So that really makes me feel self-conscious.
That
Nice
sucks.
little walk.
It's not bad.
I'm actually enjoying it because it's like you've got trees and stuff.
She goes outside the door.
Trees do tend to grow outside, Debbie. That is their natural habitat.
I think, oh, are people going to be horrible to me and all that?
Sorry, one itch.
Which I have seen happen, actually. I've been there when that's happened.
What did you do,
A group
Steve?
of people called out something to her in some foreign language that I didn't know what they were saying. It might have been complimentary, it might not have been, but you don't know.
It wasn't even in English. They don't even know. They're upset. I'm yelling. They're upset and they don't even know why. Love it. We love a victim complex, don't we?
It's just where
Does she
that
not know?
junction is.
They've lived there a
Oh,
while.
right, that little shop thing. Shop to the store.
It's that close.
Wow. I'm really enjoying this. Once I get out, I'm fine. It's just the getting out.
Why doesn't she get maybe a walker? You know, there's no shaming it. Whatever helps you live the life that you deserve, whether that's a walker or even some crutches or a walking stick, anything that can help take some of the weight off your joints, anything that can just get you out more and alleviate any of this pain you're feeling.
Wow.
I know, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
So far, so good. Stephen has
Debbie.
coaxed his wife to the local shop for the first time.
Come, Debbie. Come. You can get a cider. Like a wizard.
Since they moved there 8 months ago.
This is the first time.
This is a good little shop, actually. I should have known it was closer.
I know there's something else.
That's where you can get my deep heat rub at some point as well.
Yeah.
Now that I know what they've got, I'll be writing you a list.
Oh, great. See, like, great. More to do. Thanks, Debs. I already work a 9 to 5. When will I fit in the Minecraft?
But it's not long before Debbie spots some competition.
Since when did you like Mel B?
You know, when the Spice Girls were big when I was at school, I couldn't name 3 Spice Girls songs.
Thanks, bye.
But now we can name 4.
Told you it was all right round here, didn't I?
Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. I quite like it. And what I do in my own personal relationship and in my own business and on my own time is my own thing.
But I'm going to show everyone in Britain on this documentary. Now, here we see poor Steve beaten down by his wife. The Stockholm Syndrome is really coming into play here. Let's see what Debbie does.
Back home, Stephen's attempts to get his wife out of the house have backfired, bringing out Debbie's jealous side.
Well, this is like...
Keep in mind, we didn't see a single other human being other than the male shopkeeper. There wasn't another woman on the streets, so what could she have been upset by?
This is a lie detector app that I've installed on my phone, basically to see if he's telling the truth to me about things, because obviously I want the truth and people do lie.
One of Debbie's many medical ailments is Othello syndrome, meaning she gets jealous and paranoid of Stephen cheating on her.
Is that a syndrome, or is that just being a bad person? Or like being really self-conscious? Is that like a genuine condition?
Cheating on her.
We went out to the shop and there were like 2 or 3 females around, so I'm going to ask you if you noticed them.
Can't say as I did, no.
What I find so funny about this is not only is she being... What isn't funny is obviously she's being very mentally abusive to this poor, broken hobbit of a man. But she's using a lie detector app, and if anyone thinks a lie detector app is a real thing that's going to work, I can't save you. Maybe Christ can help, but I cannot. An app is not going to tell you whether or not someone is lying. We haven't come that far yet. Just to get one, lie detectors that are done by the FBI aren't 100%. They never are. It's why you can't use them in court. What makes you think an app developed by Google Play or the App Store, where just anyone can upload an app, is going to be any more accurate by having your fingerprint? It's not. When doing a lie detector test, it takes into account your heartbeat, it takes into your I think your sweat glands, it takes into account a lot of things, your heart rate, as they ask the questions. There's very specific way you have to ask the questions, you have to ask them more than once, and even then, it's not 100%. I watched Dr. Phil, I know this. This app is bullshit.
I'm impressed. You're telling the truth.
But
And
it's not
Debbie's
real.
disorder is also one of the reasons carer Stephen feels he could never hold down a job in the outside world.
Me getting a job in the future is something I've thought about, but with her mental condition, me getting a job, would she be wondering what I'm up to 24/7?
I mean, she's already wondering. You walk to the shop, my love. Why don't you work somewhere where there's just men? Maybe you could be a man masseuse.
We were talking about Mel B in the shop.
I know that.
On the
I want to
newspaper.
know is, did you find her picture attractive?
Yeah, obviously.
No.
I know his heart just dropped. He sees that. I like to think Steve's an educated man in some way. He has been to university. He must know this app is bullshit. And so he sees that and he's like, thanks, Samson. You really stuck me up Schick's Creek without a paddle, but thank you.
So you did find Mel B attractive then? Right.
Unconvinced he's telling the
Oh,
truth
no.
about his feelings for Mel B, Debbie makes Stephen retake the test.
Liar, liar, pants and fire. Look at that middle line. Well then, conclusive evidence says that you find Mel B attractive.
Oh no, how dare he? How dare he?
Actually, the way he's acting is annoying me more than anything else. That's what upsets me.
Look
What
at
Debbie
him.
doesn't realise is that my brain is actually really boring and nothing really goes on in
I
there.
believe
but she
you.
tries to make out that something is going on in there. Maybe it's because I've been to uni and she thinks I've got all these amazing thoughts in my head, but actually it's
No one's thinking.
just probably a carton of milk falling over.
The reason I
Onto
use
Mel
that
B's
one is
tits.
because it actually does do the polygraph.
No, it doesn't.
And that is at least 60% accurate, and that's why I do it 3 times, just to see
60?
if it's the app that's at fault. Or him.
Oh, I know what the truth is. That's all that matters.
Go on, Steve. Stand your ground, but go to the shop because she does want something in a minute.
It's an inbuilt sixth sense that tells me when people are lying to me, and I'm not stupid.
So, that was Debbie and Steve. Definitely a beautiful, harmonious, thriving relationship. And I'm definitely going to take some pointers. I'm just going to check for that lie detector app because there are a few things. Christmas is coming up. I would like to know what I'm getting. So on that note, I'm going to go download an app and quiz my boyfriend to see whether he finds top models attractive. And if he does, how dare he? Thank you guys so much for being here. I very much appreciate it. That's a crazy jealous woman. You've been great. I've been Milky, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.